Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In this video today I'm checking out a video titled Why Germans Sound So Aggressive. I've been told to check out this video and it should be fairly interesting, and I think it's probably because they typically have deeper voices from what I normally see, and normally whenever you watch like an English speaking movie and there's a German in it, normally it's not the best portrayal, so that could also be why it sounds so aggressive, normally based on the times I hear it. But besides from that, we're going to see if there's actually any science behind that. So let's get right into the video for today. And let's check it out. Why do Germans sound so aggressive?
We are German, and as such, we are always self-conscious about getting angry in public.
This is
Our
a crazy
language
animation.
is quite the troll.
I can do an evil old Hausfrau. Ess dein Schnitzel, sonst kriegst du keinen Nachtisch.
Deutschland ist ein Land ut Stodluten.
Ah ja, lass die Hände hoch! Nimm an wegen Schritt! Glaubst du, dass die Deutsche keinen Humor hat, ha?
German sounds harsh and aggressive.
Guten Tag! Ich will einen kleinen Boten haben, bitte schön! Das schwarze Boten mit der Käfer!
See, I think it's because he's shouting though. Like if he said those words quietly, like Guten Tag, it don't sound so aggressive. So I think that's probably why, like in a lot of portrayals in the media, normally it's them shouting.
Und das Hinken, bitte schön!
It's a disgusting language. Nobody should ever speak it. It sounds like typewriters eating tinfoil being kicked down the stairs. And somebody is talking to you in German, they're saying, and you think, what is happening to you from behind? How can we make it stop?
Someone, somewhere, is always making fun of our language. But why does German sound so aggressive to the rest of the world? The German language is part of the Germanic branch of the Indo-Germanic language family. Besides German, Dutch and English are also Germanic languages. But while English sounds gentle to many people, German is often described as spat, barked, ugly, dry, cold, harsh, yapping, and military.
I won't
German
go that
is
far.
rarely perceived as beautiful. There are several reasons for this.
1. Linguistic characteristics.
German has a lot of gutturals and glottal stops. They can make the language sound harsh. Let's start with guttural sounds. German has the special ach sound, which sounds very throaty. It can be heard in the German words fauchen, which means to hiss, or krach, which means noise. These words are often difficult for non-German speakers to pronounce because these sounds don't exist in widespread languages like English. Next, glottal stops. Germans pronounce vowels very strongly, especially when they appear at the beginning of a word. This causes the vocal cords to open suddenly and all the air that has built up to escape at once. Take the word apple. The German word is Apfel. You can hear it quite well throughout this example. Ich esse oft Äpfel und anderes Obst. In many other languages, the words of a sentence are spoken in a flow. In German,
See, but when he says it calmly like he just said there, it doesn't sound so aggressive, so I think a lot of it's based on the way you say it. But I
sometimes
can
there's
see
a
where it's
mini
coming from.
pause before each individual word. Here you can hear the difference. Everything is alright. Alles ist in Ordnung. Of course, I'm overdoing it a bit here, but you get the idea. These breaks can make German sound a bit barked. Some sounds exist in almost all languages, such as M and B. Others are quite unique and only appear in a few languages. In English, there's the diagraph th, for example in thanks. Germans, including me, often struggle to pronounce that. Italian, which is often considered to be a beautiful, melodious language, uses mainly vowels and only a few exotic sounds. German, on the other hand, has many rare, complex sounds, which might come off as strange. We use so-called umlaute, such as ä, ö, and ü. Again, often hard to pronounce for non-German speakers. And there's the
Definitely, yeah. I feel like the symbols on the top always throw me off, kind of.
SZ. It looks like this and is essential for our all-time favorite word, Scheiße. The
Scheiße.
SZ is used to indicate the hard S sound. Plus, many German words just have a lot of consonants. For example, Strumpf, or a classic selbstverständlich, which means
that
of
one's
course.
hard.
German is complicated, and as humans we often shy away from complexity. But isn't the real challenge to transform complexity into something enjoyable and intriguing? That's kind of the ethos of this channel and also the essence of today's sponsor, Brilliant. Brilliant offers interactive games, puzzles, and a bunch of resources to teach you about subjects like tech or science. They customize content to fit your needs and let you explore at your own pace. They have a fantastic new course about computer science fundamentals that we personally enjoyed a lot.
Make sure to go
That's not
sign
your
up via
cup
their
of tea,
link, guys,
There's a
if you like
vast
this
library
stuff.
of other stuff, and new lessons are added every month. To try everything Brilliant has to offer free for a full 30 days, visit brilliant.org/fern or click on the link in the description. The
Go
first
use their
200
code,
of
guys.
you will get 20% off Brilliant's annual premium subscription. Let's jump back in. Hit it, Cybermirko.
Okay, infinite
2
words. This should be
infinite
interesting.
words.
This is a not made up, absolutely real German word with 79
What?
letters. Rinderkennzeichnungsfleischetikettierungs
I wanna see someone use that in a sentence.
Übertragungsgesetz. We will not bother you with what it means here. What we're trying to tell you is this. German has a high number of compound words. These can be really cool because the word often literally describes what it means. For example, you have a house and a Tier, an animal, and together it is a house tier, a pet. Though
That's
as
good.
a people, we seem to have made it our goal to put together as many words as possible. This has led to many long and insanely complex creations. Mark Twain already made fun of this word and many others in 1880 in his famous essay, The Awful German Language. He writes, "These things are not words, they are alphabetical processions, and the inventor of them ought to have been killed." And because the words are weird, a lot of non-German speakers find them very entertaining. They have something weirdly over-precise and orderly about them. Combined with their guttural and glottal stop consonant-loaded delivery, it can give them a military touch. Ironically, we have a word for this. Konsonantenschlacht. Every German-speaking actor or model has to do the German word quiz on an American talk show at least once.
Bezirksschornsteinfegermeister.
Schmetterlingsbeinschlag.
Backpfeifengesicht.
Albeit this last one being an absolute banger of a word, meaning a face that's just inviting a good slap like Jimmy Fallon's, these shows only strengthen the image of the difficult and weird German language.
I
And
agree with
this
that.
leads us to
Prejudices.
3 prejudices.
What do people think of when they think of Germany?
And they're saying to you something like, we have been better, but we're very vibrant in the theater and arts and so on. All the time you listen to this, you're thinking, Hitler.
During the two world wars, the German naturally became the enemy in many countries. German-American relations changed drastically. In the US, the teaching of German was banned. German programs were no longer allowed to be played on the radio. Authorities called for a boycott of German goods. Streets and even sauerkraut were renamed. Hitler is possibly history's most terrifying figure. Germany's history, once so gruesome, it is rightly so echoed, processed and analyzed countless times in all forms of media, so it may never be forgotten. According to many linguists, the perception of the German language is in part the result of these historical and socio-cultural contexts. German might have an image problem. Linguists would point out
That's kind of what I said at the start. Like, normally whenever you see a German person or a German character in a lot of, like, English-speaking movies and stuff, they're normally, like, the villain. They're normally shouting. You never see them normally speaking calmly. There has been a few exceptions, like, obviously, Django Unchained. He was, like, a good guy. He obviously helped out Django in that movie. Christoph Waltz, I think his name is. I may be wrong there, but he was like a good guy in that film. But it's not fairly common. I may be mistaken. You may be able to give me some examples, but yeah, I kind of agree with the statement.
that you shouldn't judge a language based on its sound. What sounds strange to one person is beautiful to another. And if you label a language as ugly, you might miss out on fascinating insights into other worlds of thought and sound. So lastly, let us introduce you to some beautiful German words you can pretentiously incorporate into your Sprachgebrauch. Fernweh describes the opposite of homesickness, the
Fernweh.
longing for distant places. Weltschmerz is a feeling of
Welsh.
knowing that the
Welsh
world
Schmitz.
will always fail to meet your expectations because of the prevalence of pain existing throughout it. And lastly, Treppenwitz. A joke or
Treppenwitz.
thought that you think of too late, just as you walked out the door,
like that
already
one.
on the stairs. Like, I'm sure there's a nice way to finish the video here, but I guess it just won't come to me until we hit publish.
Okay, a very great video by Fern. Make sure to go subscribe to their channel if you enjoyed this. But I definitely learned a lot about kind of why German sounds so aggressive, like the super long words, kind of the letters in some of the words that are used, and also with the perception of it in like the media and stuff. You rarely see like Germans just speaking calmly in like English speaking movies or TV. At least that's what I kind of see. So I think that's definitely a big part. But yeah, it don't necessarily sound aggressive in my opinion. Like if someone's just speaking normally, I do think some of the words, kind of like the throaty thing he kind of says, they're definitely very hard to pronounce, and that could also be a part of it. So if you guys want more reaction videos like this, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your thoughts about this. Definitely a very interesting video, and I definitely learned a lot from it.